I think the Cavs could actually lose the series to the Pacers, Cowherd.
No, LeBron didn't take a shot until the 10th minute. LeBron's got a bunch of new guys. He doesn't really like to practice like he did in his first 5 to 7 years in the league. He experimented. He tried to get the Rodney Hoods and the other players involved. And by the time he looked up, this puppy was in doubt. And it should be noted, Victor Oladipo is not Steph Curry. He looked like him for about an hour and a half, but he's not. Let's take a deep breath. Cavs are going to win the series.
I tend to think the Cavaliers will win the series, but I do think we now have to consider the possibility that they won't. The Pacers beat them 3 or 4 in the regular season. This is not the most, the blowout is a shock, but the Pacers winning is not a shock. And so, look, man, LeBron doesn't have the ideal supporting cast or the ideal team. They're vulnerable. They've been vulnerable all season. They're vulnerable now. Having lost home court advantage in that fashion, their backs are a bit against the wall, and it's not, I've been down, I was down. It's got to be a we situation because it's going to take more than just LeBron donning a Superman cape to fix this.
Yeah, Cleveland should win this series. I give Indiana a 10% chance, of maybe winning it. Wow. Cleveland's got to make some adjustments. You mentioned LeBron not shooting. I'd like to see him come out in game 2 and punch Indiana in the mouth right away with a huge first quarter. Lay down the law. Let them know, okay, this is the real Cleveland Cavaliers and the real LeBron James. And Ty Lue's got to make some changes. Now, you've been kind of on him recently. He's looking shakier and shakier by the day. Like, first of all, you start a lineup that never started all season. Okay, Jose Calderon should be starting. They're 23-9 when he's a starter. 23-9. You laughing? They're 20-6 when he plays 19 or more minutes. He plays 9 minutes. Larry Nance Jr. should be starting instead of Jeff Green. So I want to see Ty Lue make some adjustments, and they should not have to live or die by the 3.
Well, they tried yesterday.
They do it all. That's their motto. That's what they do now, and they're not Golden State. They're not Houston. They've got guys that can drive and slash. They shouldn't be, if we hit threes, we win. If we miss them, we lose. They should be more balanced than that.
That's a lot of the league right now, though, the three-pointers. But, Chris, listen, I wrote this on the Big Lead today. I believe this was the best thing to happen to the Cavs, getting blown out at home in Game 1. Because, remember, we sat here after that trade, and we said, oh, geez, they got Jordan Clarkson, Rodney Hood. They're going to the finals. I mean, you were tweeting, Whitlock, I remember when they beat the Raptors twice last month. Oh, geez, let's just put them in the finals now. The East is a joke. This is a great thing that happened to them, getting just absolutely destroyed at home, booed at home in Game 1. LeBron's never lost a first-round series, I believe, right? Michael Jordan's lost twice, so that'll get mentioned. But I just firmly believe the Rodney Hoods of the world and George Hill, hey, guys, you got to play. LeBron's not going to stand for this. Imagine 2 more days before Game 2. All we're going to hear, LeBron, are they in trouble? Are they going to lose? There's no shot, none, that the Cavs lose this series.
And again, you've described, but you haven't told me the why. Why? Because LeBron's going to be extra motivated. You've talked about Jordan Clarkson, and I've seen George Hill in pressure situations in playoff. Who's going to elevate? I mean, beyond LeBron. Maybe LeBron's all
Kevin Love
all you need.
Last year, Game 1 of the playoffs for the Cavs, they won by a point. Just think about this. The league, we would all acknowledge, it's gone from people shoot threes to a lot of them to they live and die by them. Of the Warriors' last 17 games, win or lose, or last 20 games, 17 are by blowout, including losses by 20 and 40. If this game was a 1-point game, would we feel the same? Because last year, they won by a point on an opener they should have lost to Indiana.
Listen, they opened the playoffs with a loss. I really don't care about the margin of victory.
All right.
Just because, again, it was at home.
Because I think you're right. I think most people care about the margin. You care about the loss.
Well, at home. And again, I do think the margin says something about their lack of preparedness, and we're about to get into that in terms of they got a lot of distractions going on. They've had a head coach who had to take a health sabbatical. They've had a lot of injuries with this team. And then, and this is our next topic, the Tristan Thompson Kardashian element just adds more.
Whitlock, you think this Tristan Thompson, Khloe Kardashian rumors a distraction?
Look, I want to be respectful when I say this, but we've seen this before with LeBron James and a team trapped in rumors about personal life. We saw this on his way out of Cleveland the first time.
We did.
And so do I think you invite the Kardashians into your world? And I'm not blaming them. I'm blaming more the paparazzi and the media around them. And all of a sudden, your personal life starts getting discussed over social media. And then there's other Instagram models who start speculating about Tristan's personal life and other people's personal life. That's not a good work environment. And LeBron James was on the record at the beginning of the season what he thought of the whole Kardashian circus, and I think we have this video.
The show is here. The show is here. Oh, Jim Ice, hello, dude. You see the show? Look at the show gang. There they go.
That's LeBron's Snapchat at the beginning of the season talking about the S show when the Kardashian cameras show up. I just think Cleveland's got a whole lot going on and off the court.
Couldn't I argue Tristan Thompson just doesn't work in today's league? He can't shoot. They're not playing him because he doesn't fit anymore. I mean, again, 3 years ago, you're like, man, he doesn't quite work. Last year, you're like, man, he's a liability. Now they just don't play him. I mean, to me, I wonder if it's just Tristan doesn't fit. He can't shoot.
Yeah, I mean, toward the end of the year, he became like a 12 to 15-minute-a-game guy. Their last meaningful regular season game, when they lost to Philadelphia, he played 6 minutes. So I don't know if that's a sign of what you said, he doesn't fit for them anymore, or if they think he's distracted. The question, though, is the team. I don't think this should distract the team at all. This is team distraction. I mean, ever since LeBron's been there, whether it's David Blatt, whether it's Kevin Love, whether it's Kyrie Irving, whether it's Ty Lue, whether it's LeBron and his tweets, they live with distractions all the time and actually excel with distractions. When they were down 3-1, that's a heck of a distraction.
They've only won one title, though, Chris.
But that's one more than they probably should have, because they weren't the best team any of those years.
There's no way this is a distraction. Again, this game one was an outlier, Whitlock. You know how many times the Cavs scored under 85 points this season? Once. 82 games. They just had a bad game. As for Tristan Thompson, Ty Lue said right before the playoffs, they're going to shorten the rotation. They're going to go from 10 or 11 guys down to 8, and Kyle Korver's injured. So when you shrink the rotation, you need shooters around LeBron. When Jeff Green's not making any shots, as Cowherd said, Tristan Thompson doesn't fit. This is a guy
He said
who was
just the opposite. He said they're going to a 10-man rotation.
Again, but is Tristan Thompson, is he the 11th guy or the 10th guy? Because you need shooting around
LeBron.
LeBron.
This to you. One of the reasons I defended Tiger Woods when his life unraveled, I said, that's just what we know about. You think he's the only guy on the PGA Tour that's cheated? All these guys fly private, right? So let me just throw this at you. How do we know there's not a multitude of issues behind the scenes, but it's a Kardashian, so we hear about it?
There's no question.
Well, that's how a lot of athletes' lives are.
Yeah.
No, there's no question. Everybody, every team, every man, woman has a level of drama to them, things going on in their lives. This Kardashian thing is an extra level from a player that's may not be worth the baggage. And keep in mind, LeBron James and his agency are the group that wanted Tristan Thompson there and wanted him overpaid. And so I just think, again, if we hadn't seen this already, I believe in 2010, if we haven't seen a distracted Cavaliers team swirled in rumors about people's personal lives, if we hadn't seen that disintegrate, my radar wouldn't be up right now. Again, is that a prediction that they're going to fall apart and not win this series? No. But it is, to me, to say that this isn't a distraction, the kind of rumors that have been floating around about this team, you can't convince me that it's not.
But you saw LeBron's demeanor post-game. I actually thought it was great if you're a Cavs fan, because he was cool, he was calm, he didn't lash out at his teammates, he showed confidence. Hey, they're going to bounce back. I think they'll play better. So I did not see any hint of distraction or being angry or we got this mess going on.
I don't know. LeBron is 34 years old. or 33, 34 years old. He's been dealing with this a long time. The fact that he can deal with it after the game doesn't surprise me at all, given his 15 years in the NBA. I'm evaluating the play, the dispirited play on the court, not being ready at the start. LeBron not seeming to be engaged in the first 10, 15 minutes of this game. I'm looking at
Why
what's...
would they care about, I hate to, say it that way. Why would they care that Tristan's deal
Because the Tristan Thompson's rumor hasn't just engulfed Tristan. Again, if you've been following the story, these rumors are everywhere about other married players on the Cavs. Again, this is no different than what happened in 2010.
But again, we're talking about like Larry Nance defending the pick and roll against Oladipo and thinking, oh man, Tristan Thompson, I can't believe he cheated on his wife. Like that doesn't happen. The locker room's not infected.
You're reducing my argument to something I'm not arguing. And I don't want to diminish your NBA locker room experience of what goes on with grown men and athletes. But yes, you can create an environment, particularly when the head coach took a sabbatical. Larry Drew was the interim coach for a time. LeBron's been arguing with the coach. There doesn't seem, they're rolling out a new starting lineup in the damn playoffs. A lineup you just said hasn't been played. This is a team in chaos. And everything...
Chaos before this came out. I mean, every time they got 10 or 11 guys that could play, Ty Lue was experimenting with lineups. He didn't know who to play. This is a team that's always distracted. There's always drama there.
You know what I got from this segment? I need to start buying People magazine. I am way behind you on all this stuff.
The locker room. Punch this into Google, and you'll be shocked at what you find.